I'm praying that I am in frame. So, why is it so hard to trust God? This is where I'm at in my life, is why is it so hard to trust God? I don't know what limiting beliefs, I don't know what I've had going on in my life that I can't trust God. It is, and I don't know if you feel the same way. And I feel like God today after 2.5 years of like going through this transitional in my life, God has finally broken that. But it broke because I did something to break that. But it wasn't in my own strength. It was the obedience. Jesus Christ. The obedience of doing something to break the untrust. He literally tells us in the word. Like today, my affirmation was, I will not. Okay, let me back it up, because in little instances, God speaks to you. And so when he speaks to you, you have to be obedient to what he's saying. So I have these cards of deck that had these, like, I don't even like to use the word affirmation, but have these guided scriptures, right? And I was gonna flip them and go to like another one, but he's like, no, go to the first one. And when you're obedient to listening to the call, it's like, okay, I went to the first one and it was exactly what I needed. So the first one was, I will not, well, the first one of that deck, instead of flipping it, was, I will not fear anything because my God is always with me. God's got me. And that is like a living truth. Like, God has all of us. Like, no matter what we're going through, we're just learning how to like elevate and grow and trust. Ironically, my best friend got me a ring, this year, talking about, or for Christmas, talking about trusting God. Like, I will sing that song until the top of my lungs. I will trust in God. But do you believe it? I don't think until today I've actually believed I can trust in God like fully. And I went to go back to like what led me to believe that I can't trust in him, because I'm always able to trust in my mom. My mom has never failed me. My family, maybe certain relationships. I think it's certain relationships, certain like boyfriends that I've had in the past that I really couldn't trust. But then when I really look at it, it was like one or two. Do I not trust myself? I think ding, 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 we done found it. Like, I don't think I trusted myself. So how can a God that loves me, how can I trust him? And I'm just learning throughout this journey that trusting him is hard, because it's like the first step of like, when you trust him, then you can obey him, then you can trust yourself. It's like a trickling effect. And so in the back of it, it's Isaiah 41:10. And he literally tells you, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous hand. So if he is telling you he's going to be with you, he's going to uphold you, do not fear. He's giving you all these promises in one single scripture. And I just want to choke myself because I'm like, why don't I trust? And it's because I don't trust myself, also because you put something else in place of God. I know a lot of this is going to go over a lot of people's heads. Like, it's going to go over your head. The only way you understand the season is if you're in this season with me of trusting God, and then also in this in your walk with him as well. And if you're like a seasoned saint that you've been in it for a while, then you kind of understand, but it's all through experience. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, he had to break a lot of things off of me to understand, like, I am your God. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take care of it. You cannot serve two masters. And he had me in Matthews, and I'm gonna put up the scriptures kind of somewhere, because he had me in Matthews, and it talks about, like, the first one was like prayer and fasting. The second segment was about the love of money and letting go. You cannot serve two masters. And then the third one was about worrying. He instructs you in Matthews these three things. And I'm like, it's so true. These things have had me in such a chokehold in my life. And I think it wasn't because it was done to me. I think it's because I seen it. You don't know what you're doing in your life as your family when your kids are watching you and when you're speaking out your mouth. So all my family did was worry. My grandmother, my aunts, my mom, like everything was worry, worry, worry. Everything was money, 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 money. Always a lack. And I'm like, and then now it trickles down to me where I have to break those things. So it makes a new pathway for the future for my kids. And it is so hard to break it, but I thank God right now in this moment that he broke it. You broke it, Lord. And we're moving in trusting you. We have these words for the new year, and I'm like, what are the words? So we have mine, and please, I would love for us to share like your words below, because sometimes throughout the year, it's like the words shift. I don't know if you feel like that. So it's like, it was, this year is like evidence, obedience, and then it's like trusting in God. And then it's like, okay, let me back it up. Let me do it backwards. So if we do change it, then it's kind of like beginning of the year, it was trusting in God, which we always want to trust in God, right? Then it's like, well, it's kind of like, yeah, and then it's like obedience. So your obedience, and then you find the evidence of his goodness, the evidence of his faithfulness. Even when I think about works without, faith without works, it's because it's your faith in him. Then he does the work. But then it's something where you have to produce your right mind, thinking, letting go, not holding on, like my whole thing was holding on to the little that I had. But it's like, honestly, with the little that I have, if I let it go, what more can God bring? And that is a part of trusting. Like right now, we have a little. We just let go of a chunk. Now, I'm like, that was my faith working for his trusting that he has it. So I'm going to let this go. I'm going to do as you say with obedience. And then I'm going to trust in you that you have the rest. That probably went over a lot of people's head as well. But I'm trying to give an example without throwing myself like under the bus. And I feel like sometimes that's the whole point. And God's like, that's the whole point. So let's say you have, Holy Spirit, please help me do this analogy so people can understand. Let's say you have $500 and you give $200 away. So you give $200 away of the $500. That $200, you still have $300. But God was like, I want you to just give away this $200 so that the mastery of money doesn't hold you anymore. That God of money doesn't hold you anymore. Because when your God, me, Jehovah, Jireh, Jesus, when I tell you to move something, you move it. And so you go, it might take you a while, But then you do it. So then you do it, and you move it, and you're listening, and you're obeying, and then in return you're trusting. So you're giving to not even gain anything back. You're giving to just trust him, to just show him, I trust you. You got this. You are going to do it. Ooh. It is a level of growth. It is a level of breaking down self. It is a level of, I am just so excited. And I'm just excited to just share the journey, because if you've been watching, like, y'all, I'm trusting in God to pay rent. Like, it is not done yet, but it will be. It's already technically done. But I just want to give you guys the example now, so that when that video comes out, you have the example of, like, not what God can do for you. It's just how he transforms you. It's how he grows you. I have never been growth. I have never been in such a growth, in such a peaceful, in such a, oh my God, like, it's a oh my God moment. It's literally a oh my God moment. I have tried for so long to do things like my way and my own strength. And you cannot, I'm telling you right now, you cannot do it with this new age. You cannot grow. You will be stagnant. You will be miserable. I've been there. I just pray and I hope that, like, these videos really give people hope. Just because I'm crying doesn't mean that I'm sad. I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful to be in this opportunity that it's like I fully surrender and fully trust God. So the sky's the limit, y'all. Like, now that everything is broken down, the sky is the limit. And wherever he wants to take me, whatever he wants to do, it is more enjoyable. It is more exciting than to live stagnant or to just be about self. I see it all the time with just self. We please ourselves. We want to buy things for ourselves. What if God, you are helping someone else out? So then here comes God giving you the desires and the things that you want, like, from someone else. That is community. That is unity. That is him using other people to even give you what you, and how much sweeter is it that it's a gift from God instead of you just buying it for yourself. Like, it's okay for him to say, hey, you have the resources, or whatever the case may be, go buy yourself this. I have friends that I cannot wait to have interviews with. So everybody can hear their story and just what they have been through, but most of all, like, how God speaks to them, and how it's just remarkable. It's remarkable to hear people and what they go through, and how you can help them, how you can heal them. It's just taking yourself out and really giving yourself to God and how he can use you as a vessel. And I feel like that's the end of this video. I feel like I got everything out. I feel like these daily vlogs are like daily journal entries. Everything that I do is like journaling. I do want to say this, because it's something that I don't do, is I want to promote something. I want to promote the fact that I do have a devotional journal. I'm going to leave it down below. I want to start doing some lives in it, some like really meaty stuff with it. It was something that God gave me so that I can send it out. I learned something that just stuck with me that said, you're too broke to not promote your things. And it just really stuck with me because it's so right. I just hypothetically think, okay, it's out there. Everybody's gonna know, but it's like you have to keep on putting it out there. So if you love makeup, I'm gonna leave all my resources down below, just things that you guys can do, playlist, devotional, things to center yourself around Christ, even if you're a girly girl and you like makeup, because I've been in makeup for 15 years now. Like, all those things are gonna be listed below in this video. And yeah, I never really put myself out there to really promote the things that God has put inside me so that I can create, so I can give it to you guys. So yes, I feel such a release. I'm going to continue out this day, and we're going to just keep on growing, keep on growing, keep on living, keep on letting God use you, keep on going. Like, I think that's like the motto of this year too. Keep on going. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow or in a couple days. I don't know. Oh my God, was this not recording?